Welcome back, everyone. Today, we've got an absolutely fascinating explainer lined up for you. We're going to play psychological detective, you and me. Have you ever been in that super confusing middle ground with someone, where you just can't quite figure out where you actually stand? Well, today, we're decoding this silent architecture of attraction. We're breaking down those highly specific, often totally unconscious habits that reveal genuine attraction. Why a silent architecture? Because honestly, our brains process romantic risk way before our mouths are ready to admit a thing. These are the subtle little tells that people just give away without even realizing it.
So it's the ultimate question, isn't it? If they like you, why haven't they just come out and said it? Well, the truth is, human beings are incredibly protective of their own feelings. The sheer evolutionary fear of rejection is this massive, overwhelming force of self-preservation. Because of that, most people don't just announce their feelings over a casual cup of coffee. Instead, they leak them. They broadcast their attraction through these small, seemingly insignificant habits that they don't even realize are incredibly obvious once you know exactly what to look for. And that is exactly what we're about to decode.
Section 1. Digital Clues of Attraction. We're going to start with how attraction manifests from a distance, right through our phones and screens.
Let's dive right in, where most modern communication starts. Before we even get to the face-to-face stuff, we need to look at our phones. Our first indicator is what we call the first viewer phenomenon. Take a quick look at your social media stories. Is there someone who is consistently one of the very first people to view your posts, even if you're uploading them at totally odd hours of the day or night? This is a massive indicator of active, directed attention. Look, they aren't just passively scrolling through some random algorithmic feed. They're actively checking for updates from you specifically. It's kind of like a form of digital hypervigilance. Their brain is subconsciously prioritizing your digital footprint over whatever the algorithm wants to show them. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this behavioral paradox. Have you ever noticed someone who responds almost instantly when you message them, yet they rarely, if ever, actually initiate the text conversation? It's a classic clash of human emotions. On one hand, their genuine interest is literally compelling them to reply to you as fast as physically possible. But on the other hand, their self-preservation instincts are kicking into overdrive. They're terrified of seeming too eager or too vulnerable. They really want to talk to you, but they desperately want you to make the first move so they feel safe. Moving on, we've got the conversation extenders. When someone secretly likes you, they'll manufacture these tiny excuses just to stay in contact with you. They don't need an actual logistical reason to talk. They just want to. So how do they do it? Step 1. They ask deep, sometimes completely unnecessary follow-up questions just to keep a dying conversation on life support. Step 2. They send you a random meme, a funny video, or maybe an article. Let's be real here. A meme about a dancing cat is rarely just about the cat. It's a disguised, super low-risk way of waving hello. This is just their way of saying, hey, I was thinking about you, without taking that terrifying leap of actually saying it out loud.
Section 2. The attention to detail. Let's move away from the screens and get a little bit closer. As we transition from digital behavior to interpersonal interactions, things get a little more intimate. When someone is attracted to you, the way they process information about you fundamentally changes. So imagine you're just chatting and they casually drop a line like, "Didn't you say your sister's dog was sick?" Think about the actual cognitive effort behind that for a second. You might have mentioned that in passing, maybe 3 weeks ago for all of 5 seconds? Remembering a tiny, seemingly irrelevant detail like this means they aren't just listening politely while waiting for their turn to speak. Their brain is actively filing away minor data points about your life because, to them, everything about you is highly important.
Now notice what happens when you enter the room. The subconscious glow-up. You're going to see a person making an unconscious effort to look or behave slightly better specifically around you compared to how they act around everyone else. Maybe they subtly adjust their posture, maybe they fix their hair, or maybe their vocabulary suddenly gets just a little bit sharper. And guys, this isn't just vanity. It's a primal evolutionary trait. It's an entirely involuntary biological drive to display fitness and status when someone they're interested in is near. They want to make the absolute best possible impression whenever they're in your direct line of sight.
Section 3. Physical and nervous energy. Let's see what happens as proximity increases.
When you're standing right in front of someone who harbors secret feelings for you, their body literally begins to betray them. Genuine interest produces this massive rush of nervous energy that the human body deeply struggles to suppress. Let's rapidly run through the physical symptoms of this genuine interest. First, stumbling over words. Suddenly, a normally super articulate person sounds a bit scattered. Second, laughing a bit too much at a joke you made that, let's face it, really wasn't that funny. And third, over-explaining things, just nervously filling the silence to avoid any awkward pauses. Try to picture that exact erratic, slightly awkward physical manifestation. It's not clumsiness. Essentially, their brain's CPU is freezing up and going into complete overdrive simply because you are standing a little too close to them.
Section 4. The jealousy investigation. Let's raise the stakes and see what happens when other potential romantic interests enter the picture.
You're having a totally normal conversation, and out of nowhere, they drop this line, "Are you seeing anyone right now?" Or maybe, "Are you on any of those dating apps?" Feel the weight of that specific question for a second. It's carefully disguised as casual small talk, maybe even wrapped in a quick joke, but make absolutely no mistake, this is a highly calculated intelligence-gathering mission. Literally like a master spy, they're trying to map out the competitive landscape without revealing their own cards.
And this brilliantly illustrates the concept of the quiet tension. Let's say you mention someone else you're interested in, or someone you recently went on a date with. Watch their immediate reaction. You'll witness a brief but highly noticeable negative shift in their mood. They might go suddenly quiet, their smile might become just a bit tight, or they might quickly change the subject. It's a micro-expression of jealousy. Micro-expressions are these split-second involuntary facial reactions that reveal true underlying emotions before the conscious brain even has a chance to mask them. They can't entirely hide it, no matter how hard they try to play it cool.
Section 5. Decoding the big picture. Time to combine all these clues to form a final verdict. We've covered a lot of ground today, from late-night story views to subtle shifts in body language. Now, it's time to zoom out. The crucial point here is understanding what psychologists call the aggregate effect. That's the concept that isolated signs mean little, but a cluster of these behaviors reveals a truth far beyond just friends. Think about it. If someone occasionally replies fast, well, it might just mean they were already on their phone. But if they are consistently your first viewer, remembering your sister's sick dog, asking about your dating life, and stumbling over their words when you stand close, yeah, that cluster is the undeniable architecture of genuine attraction. The true power lies in spotting these multiple signs working together in harmony.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. Now that you're armed with this psychological framework, take a hard look at the relationships in your own life. Think about your texts, your conversations, and the energy of the people around you. Which of these 8 silent signals are you currently missing right in front of you? Keep your eyes open, focused learners, because the people who like you are already telling you, you just have to know how to listen.